What's the worst way you've ever betrayed your best friend? I kissed my best friend's little sister in the college library, and what happened when we told her the next day destroyed a 16-year friendship in ways I never imagined possible. Looking back now, I should have seen the warning signs. Ava had always been protective of Alana, but I never thought she'd react the way she did when she found out about us. Me and Ava have been best friends since we were 8 years old. I have debilitating social anxiety, and before Ava and I became friends, I was bullied relentlessly by other children. But that all changed after we met. Ava stood up for me when other kids picked on me, and once in middle school, she even jumped a girl for calling me ugly. I still remember that day like it was yesterday. She broke the girl's nose, and I realized I'd never had anyone care for me like she did. I'm very close with her family since we've been friends since childhood. I don't have the best home life, so Ava's family really took me in and cared for me. I truly feel like part of their family. Ava has one sibling, a younger sister named Alana. Ava and I are 24, and Alana is 22. Me and Alana always butted heads as kids. She was a big girly girl, and I was always a strict tomboy. I never thought feelings could develop between us as adults. Ava graduated early and has a high-paying job at a tech startup. Alana and I are still in school, and we actually attend the same college. We had a shared class for the first time this semester, and I honestly groaned when Ava told me she'd be in my class. Alana and I have totally opposite personalities. She's very cheery and bubbly, while I'm pretty quiet and secluded. Fast forward to the first week of school, I was genuinely surprised when Alana turned out to be a great classmate. She's much brighter than I ever guessed, and she helps other classmates during downtime. It was during this class that I started to appreciate her personality. She was always in a cheerful mood and would honestly light up the room every time she walked in. Eventually, Alana and I started studying together. Sometimes at her house since I was there all the time anyway, but as the semester went on, we studied in a quiet corner of the library together. We were just sitting there studying one day when I looked over at her and saw her biting her nails. I pulled her hand out of her mouth and told her to stop, and she gave me this sly little smile and sat on her hands for the rest of the study session. I don't know what it was about that little gesture, but when she smiled at me like that, it was like a tiny firework went off in my chest. At that moment, I realized how tender and beautiful she was. It was a dizzying feeling, and when we walked out of the library that night, I knew I would never see her the same. I kept my feelings hidden, but as we kept spending time together, I only fell for her harder. At first, I thought it was just me, but out of nowhere, Alana slowly started acting really flirty. I chalked it up to us getting closer, but she would text me often and make constant excuses to touch me. When we met up to study, she made it a habit to sit right next to me, close enough that our thighs were touching. One day, she even put her leg up on mine, and during a late-night study session, she literally fell asleep on my shoulder. Everything came to a head one night in the library. She was sitting right next to me as usual, and I made a joke that made her laugh really hard. The next thing I knew, she was leaning close to me, telling me how much she loved hanging out with me. We looked into each other's eyes and stopped laughing. I restrained myself, but Alana didn't. She grabbed me like she wasn't a foot shorter than me and kissed me hard. I couldn't help it. How could I? I kissed her back, and we made out in the library for 45 minutes straight. It was the most intense, passionate moment of my life up until that point. Afterward, we both felt sort of guilty and overwhelmed, yet giddy. We had a long conversation where we both spilled our guts about our feelings for each other. We decided we wanted to be together, but we agreed that the first person to know had to be Ava. We talked about how she might react. I thought she would accept us since Ava has always been so supportive of me, but Alana expressed extreme nervousness. She said that Ava was very protective over her and was usually pretty hard on anyone she dated. We decided to start dating that night and settled on telling Ava the very next day. Looking back, I wish we had kept our relationship a secret for longer, because when Ava found out, she didn't just get angry, she revealed something about why she'd always been so protective of me that changed everything I thought I knew about our friendship. Full story on channel, link below.